The chat starts in a moment. And I think we're live. Hello, everybody, friendly girl, Gary, Kate and Moore. How you all doing? I have had a very indifferent morning. Well, since yesterday. Well, no, let me backtrack. Okay, let me backtrack. Hope you're all doing okay, by the way. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I spent a lot of time just getting to grips with some aspects of Jet Engine, Jet Smart Filters, Jet Appointment, Jet Booking for some Croco-Block videos. And I was kind of okay. It took 3 days because I was finding issues or problems. And anyway, got through it all and decided on what I was going to do. Hey, everyone. Started recording. I did about 2.5 hours recording yesterday, 2.5 hours today. So far, my edited video is 1 hour. That's how much I've cut. I've done 5 hours worth of recording and I've cut so much out. I've also come across a lot of problems. So the video I'm creating is taking longer for me to sort out, record and edit. And I've now just hit another problem. Hey, Pickstar, how you doing? I've just hit another little problem, which has got me a little bit dumbfounded as to why this problem's occurring. It's like you create a loop grid and you're using a bit of Jet Engine fields. And then when you look at your loop grid, again, after you've just been away, you left it alone for a while, it looks corrupt. And I cannot for the life of me work out what's going on. Anyway, so there will be some Croco-Block videos coming out next week. Hey, Kangas, how you doing? So they're basically coming out. I still have a load of stuff to record. I still got to cover off Jet Smart Filters, Jet Appointments, Jet Bookings, my single post template as well, and making sure everything looks. My big issue though is with something so basic as loop grid, it all looked all right. Saved it, went back into it later, and now it doesn't seem to work. And I'm trying to get to the bottom over what has caused. Something's caused a wobbly, and it's not the loop grid. I think it's Jet Engine. Something about Jet Engine just doesn't seem to work very, very well. I can't explain it any better than that. But yeah, it's kind of got me like dumbfounded in a weird way. I can't explain it any more than that, basically. Anyway, what are you all up to? What's everything doing? In fact, I can share my screen if you want. Should I share my screen? I'll share my screen so you can see what the problem is. And it's a weird one. It's a very, very weird problem, right? So let me show you over here. And I'd love to get your take on it, basically. So you see this here, right? This is a loop grid. Forget that image. Forget the image, right? This is a loop grid. And you have a loop grid and it kind of looks okay. This is the template, right? Here's the template, right? There's the template. You can't miss it, right? There's your template. When you then hit save and back, you see the words over here. The words over here have shifted over there. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, why has that happened? How can you have a loop grid and then it kind of throws all the items over? So if I change it to be 1 and 1, it's okay. Something's not right with it. Something really, really isn't right with it. And I'm trying to get to the bottom over what it is. In that first hero banner, you told everyone to make a copy of the background over. You never told them to change it. Did I not mention that? Maybe I should have mentioned that. Yeah, you are right, friendly girl. I have spotted there are some bugs I've spotted, and it really makes me go, what is going on here? The thing is though, friendly girl, it was okay 1 hour ago. And when I left the tutorial to do some other stuff, came back before I went live just to double check something. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? Like all of a sudden, this is kind of just thrown it out a little bit. Let me just pop this to be centered down there a bit. So it's a bit of an odd one, but I am gonna let me just pop myself back over here. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? So I'm trying to get to the bottom over what's going on there. But you are right, friendly girl. There are some bugs with Crocoblock, and the bugs are they can really well. So so I did have a look at that as well. Okay, and it does seem to say that something about some elemental features are deprecated. Now, here's the thing, George. There's been no update in the last hour, and it was okay an hour ago, and now it's not. Do you know what I mean? Uh, the version's not changed, though. The version hasn't changed. I mean, I'm going to dig a bit deeper into it because there's something has just blown it. Like something has just like gone and done something ridiculously stupid to it. But let me just. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I now have a suspicion. If I put that to that, Sorry, I'm just having a bit of thinking. Is Skelemental copy paste problem fixed? I've asked them and they are looking into it. I have told them that they need to kind of sort that out. Not WebRiser, Johnny. I have asked them, but at the moment I've not heard anything back from them to say, yeah, it's definitely fixed. But I have asked them. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, look, something dodgy. He got scared when George arrived. Do you know what? There is probably some truth in that, my friend. There is probably some truth in that. Anyway, I'm just going to jump back out over here. Just check the versions that we've got at the moment. I mean, it's just Elemental Pro. I'm wondering, you see, is it the latest Elemental version 16 3.1615? I wonder. Because we have 3.165 come out, but this is the point where I hate working with WordPress. When things kind of go a bit of a doolally and we have a few moments and you sit there going, what happened there? Right? Why is it suddenly gone? Hold on. 3 point. Hold on. There is now an update. Let's see what the version is. Here we go. October. This is probably it. Here we go. Look. So, October 10, support of repeated query, bricks, lose style, dynamic CSS, injected, fix. This could be it. Let's just do an update. What do you think? Sounds like it could be, right? Let's leave it on 3.164 for a moment. Let's just go to Elemental Tools, just regenerate the file, sync, regenerate. Let's go back to pages. I wonder if that is the issue. This is a fake page, by the way, everyone. All right. This is just me doing it through tutorial. No, it's not really done it. It's not done it yet. Let's go to edit template. Something is not working well at all. Still. Because you see the wording. The wording here has moved over to there. And it really doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you to death with all of that. Okay, I'm not going to bore you to death with that because that's not. I'm going to update Elemental as well, just for the sake of it. Might as well. Let's update that as well. Ding. Let's let that update. Updates. Everything's update over there. Let's go to tools. I'm sorry, right? This is meant to be a live chat, right? And I'm actually boring you to death with like what I'm doing at the moment. Let's just go to edit with Elemental. Dun. Let's now see. No, still got a problem. We still have a problem with it. So that has now brought my um, Croco-Block tutorials to a halt. And that pees me off. Can I just say that if I set out to do some recordings and I get it wrong, I know I can do it again later in the day or straight away, and you get on with it. And the second or third time it works and you're happy. When everything was ready and you were okay doing it, and then something happens with the system. Oh yeah, done that as well. I mean, look, I deleted it, right? In fact, I deleted it. Let's just hit update, refresh the page like that. Scroll back down to over here. We add it back in from scratch like that. We're just going to pick, I think it's 183 is the template. Yeah, 183. The template. Where's the template? Where is the template? Where is it? Where is it? Where's the friggin' template? Edit template. Where's the template? Oh man, what is going on here? Right. Right, I'm just going to open it up in another window. Right, let me go over here. Yeah, so Johnny, I'm working on Croco-Block, Jet Engine, Jet Smart Filter, Jet Appointment, and Jet Booking plugins. Let's just go 270. When did I create 270? When did I do that one? I'm going to trash that one for a moment. Anyway, edit with Elementor. So there is the template. Let's just check everything is in there. Container 300. I'm going to set the height to be 300 as well. Featured images in there, 300. Container, I'm just going to set that to be 300 as well. That is set to be an absolute at the... I wonder if it's the absolute bit. No, it won't be that. There we go. So that is all set. Oh, mate, do you know what? I'm probably just going to like shut down. What is better than Calendly? It very much depends on what is your booking and what you're going for, to be honest, mate. That's as much as I can say about that. It very much depends on what you're going for. And now the loop grid's not returning anything. And now the loop grid's not returning anything. This is when I get angry. But I'm not going to get angry because I'm on a live chat. Right? I'm on a live chat. What is going on? Query, exclude. There's nothing excluded. You know, everything is returning. There's nothing there. Oh, hold on. Duh. Sessions. There you go. So now I've popped that onto the sessions because it's a post type. Still not coming back. Still not coming back. Hey, Shaquille, how you doing? So what are you going for right now? Well, it's a Croco-Block tutorial. Croco-Block tutorial, which at the moment is not working for me. Look. Can you see? It's all over the place. Look at it. It really is all over the place. I mean, look at it. Now, here's what's really funny. If I go to another website, right? Say, let me go over here. Let's go to this website. This has got, let me update the version of Jet Engine here. So this is like my, test website. Update. Update. This has got the latest version, Elementor, all of that, blah, 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 blah. You go over to this one and you go to this page. This is another website I was testing everything out on. Here, I can create a loop grid, which is what you have down here. This is me just testing out, right? The loop grid is working fine. It's pulling everything back. Okay, it's pulling everything back. And we go to preview changes. It looks okay. It pulls back everything and it's working fine. And the filters, I was just testing out all the filters and different fields and stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. Everything's working out. Do you think it's a Flexbox issue, Pixstar? Could be. Yes, John. So I got word of this this morning. I'm not surprised if I'm honest. Due to I don't want to talk about politics here, but due to recent events, I did wonder if it was going to be cancelled or postponed. I would have been a bit surprised, given circumstances, if it was going to carry on. But that's just my take on it at the moment as to what I thought might be happening. Um, and I'm not saying I was right, but I did have a feeling that it would be a little bit, I don't want to say strange, but a little bit weird if they had gone ahead with it. Artif, how you doing? Do you know what? Something has gone wrong with Croco and Elemental, I think. Something is not right. So the videos that I was going to do have now basically been shelved until future notice, everyone. So all I'm going to say is, damn it. I was really geared up for doing the Crocker-Block Jet videos. Sorry, just move the microphone. So it, whatever, whatever, right? There's been a problem now. There's something not right with it. I'll just have to wait. This does happen quite a lot though, and there's always seems to be bugs and issues, and I feel like oh, don't worry, George, I've got direct contact to them. I will be letting them know, post a message and find out what's going on. I'm sure it's going to be something like basic. I can't think though what it could be though. That's my problem. Mainly because this website just has Elemental Pro Jet Engine. There's no code snippets. There's nothing crazy or fancy happening in any of the settings. There's no optimization. There's no extra funky plugins that have been added in. What gets me is an hour ago, roughly an hour ago now, it was working absolutely fine. Everything returned. Everything was working okay. So, yeah. Anyway, the joy of recording. Hey, John Ferris, how you doing? By the way, if anyone does want to join in on the live chat, let me just get my thing over here. If anyone wants to join in, please jump in. Okay. So Johnny from WebRiser says, I want to find a good standard to use for a booking system for barbers or personal trainers. Right. My recommendation for you would be the Amelia, Booknetic, Jet Appointments, Jet Bookings. I could go on and on. WP booking system, appointment hour booking system. What you need to do, Johnny, is a bit of research. You need to go to Google and you need to search for WordPress plugins or, stuff like that. And look at the latest month, and you're bound to find a blog or an article that looks at the latest 10 or stuff like that. John B, can't wait for the Crocker-Block videos. Do you know something? I was going to get those videos out on Monday. Now I feel like they're going to be delayed because I've got other things to do. I've got projects, I've got clients, I've got other videos I want to get out. There's stuff I want to do for code snippets. I was aiming to get all the videos recorded by Thursday was slippage day. This has now blown things out for me because I can't continue what I needed to get done today. And that has a big impact on what I do for tomorrow because it's not just about the recording, it's about the editing as well. Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
Hi, Imran. I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, how are you? Yeah, so good to have you on here. Whereabouts are you based?
I'm based in the town called Friesland.
Yeah.
It's in the north of Holland. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No, is that France you said?
No, it's called Friesland, and it's all the way in the north of Holland.
Ah, Holland, Netherlands.
The Netherlands, yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's all right. You'll be close to Verdi and Ferdi and Reno and everyone.
Okay. Are they also from the Netherlands?
They're all in the Netherlands. Hey, Melissa, don't forget everyone. If anyone else wants to join in live, you can do. Um, so your question was about appointments. So what you've got to do is do a Google search, like I said. You'll find an article probably written in the last month or so, and it's going to tell you about all the latest WordPress plugins, the pros, the cons, the price, are they free or not? What are the features, what you get and what you don't get?
Mm-hmm.
What you then have to do is either download them, try them out, get a GPL version if you need to, but that's the only way you're going to find out if it's the right plugin for you because you could use Jet Appointments, you could use Jet Booking, you know,
Yeah,
you could use Amelia. Amelia is quite expensive, I think, but it's all about what do you want to get out of it.
yeah,
Um, and that's why I would always say never ever ask someone what's the best appointment plugin because they will say to you this one, but
yeah.
it might not have what you want.
There are so many different ones online, and everybody's recommended something else. That's true.
Yeah,
I just like to stick on something and just learn, learn about it as much as I can,
yeah.
and just stick with one. And that I think that's better than having how do you call it, lot of different booking plugins.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, but like I said, Kinsta tend to do a very good blog whereby they review lots of different plugins and stuff. So what I would say you do is do a search, just do a search for Kinsta,
Hmm.
or in fact, just do a search for Barber's booking plugin WordPress, and there's bound to be something that you'll find. Yeah, Shazia, if you want to email Shazia, info at websquadron.uk, we can do a quick review for you on the live chat. We're only going to look at your homepage, though, just because of the amount of time it could take if we start doing multiple page reviews at the moment. So, what are you working on at the moment, Johnny? I mean, obviously, there was that boxing website or the fitness
Yeah,
one. And is this now a new barber's website you're looking at?
yeah. I just like to focus on more like on a niche. It's more like for small companies
Uh huh.
would like also have an appointment system on the website. So that's I'm just figuring out to find a niche that fit best with me, like personal trainers
Yeah.
and like barbers. But yeah, it's I'm still in the I'm still trying to find out what's best for me,
Is it
focusing on that.
when you're saying best for you, do you mean in terms of the kind of clients you're going to work with, or the kind of projects you like to work on?
Yes, I think it's best to focus on the kind of niche and try to get there to be like a specialist in that niche
Yeah.
instead of doing everything.
No, okay. I mean, sometimes I would say that. So I do say to people, find a niche, but I also feel like that's way too easy to say sometimes because you could find a niche and the niche is so specialized that there's only maybe one client a year
Oh yeah, yeah,
because the other people have already got a really good website. So why would I need another one? And I
yeah.
would say that it's okay to, well, okay, let me explain it again. It's better to be a web designer that can cope with almost any type of project. To be a bit, it doesn't matter who the business is, you can do them, or think about it.
Hmm.
But then if you are able to specialize in barber websites and you make sure you join the Facebook barber groups, you find barbers on LinkedIn, you join their groups and you get to know them. You don't say how I'm going to build your website. You communicate with them, you engage with them, you talk to them, and they will hopefully realize you're a web designer. But what I would say is don't just specialize in barbers' websites because there comes a point when you won't have much either work or ongoing work. But if you're able to
So,
take that talent and do a website for a shop or someone who does landscaping for gardens, if you can take that knowledge base, then you're okay. So you can still reach out to other businesses, but if you do specialize and can build a name up for yourself with barbers, that's not a bad idea. But like I said, it's like right now,
yeah.
NASA are using WordPress for their website. Now, if you
Hmm.
say I specialize in space exploration websites, you might get NASA, but that's a problem. But that'll be it. You're not going to get SpaceX. You're not going to get India space travel. So there's a danger with nichifying too much because I've seen people,
Yep.
they say, I do da 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 da. And I'm like, how many customers do you have? And they go, oh, I got two. And I'm like, I think you've kind of shot yourself in the foot with like
Well, I
going to,
guess that's why I mean, like a niche where they kind of more like a small company with who would also like a booking system. So
yeah.
that could be then a personal trainer, or it could be maybe how do you call it, a barber, or yeah, some other specialist who like their own website with the booking system.
Now that totally makes sense. John, how are you doing? Good to have you here again. Did you just join? I'm wondering, John, not you, Johnny, John Fairest, but I'm wondering, John, do you just jump in the car when you know I'm live, like you just run out the house and jump in the car because that's the
I
best
the
Wi-Fi?
biggest the no, 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 no. The biggest challenge I find, and many of you probably find this, is actually finding a strong enough signal. Sometimes where I'm out on the road to actually
Yeah.
join in on a live stream. So I apologise if I get the
No,
very
you're
stuff.
okay. You're doing perfectly fine at the moment. You're doing absolutely.
However, can I just point in the fact that if you have connections and people start asking, you tend to get attracted to the people who know they're looking for a website but know you and therefore want to connect in. And that's how I found I've gone into sectors with websites.
No, that's right. I mean,
Yep.
the more networking you can do, the more you can build up a relationship with the client, the more that you can incentivize them to do a referral, the more likely they're going to know other people. And you want to make that customer not feel like a customer or a client. You want to make them feel respected, and you want them to really love what you put out there at the end of the day, as much as possible, because there's a much higher chance that they're going to refer you. Um, um, but yeah, you will have noticed I keep looking down at my screen. It's because I'm really angry with Crockablock right now. With just like an hour ago, everything was all right, and now all of a sudden, I don't know, it just doesn't work. But this is common. This is actually one of the reasons why whenever I try to get really into Crockablock, I always was like, "Oh, it's working." Oh no, now it's not working. And often it was of no fault of you. It was mainly down to the plugin. So somewhere there's been some updates, and it's just doesn't seem to be working with Loop Grid. But it's not the end of the world. It's not the
I
well, it is for
say
me.
you could have this. You could have the same argument with Elementor sometimes with its updates.
Well, I think it's a bit of both.
Elementor has the odd occasion.
To be honest, I think it's a bit of both at the moment. I think both of them have gone a bit funny at the moment because, like, um, yeah, both of them gone a bit funny. And an email's just come out. I mean, I heard about this very early this morning. The Elemental are definitely postponing the events now. Um, they're not sure when they're going to do it. I think this more affects anyone who has booked flights or hotels or something already to go to Berlin. So that's going to be a bit of a
Can I
tricky
ask
one.
a difficult question?
Yeah, go for it.
Whereabouts are they based?
They're based in Israel, which so when
Right.
I so
Yeah.
I I was expecting something to come out, and I have also so without getting involved into politics, I have seen some posts by um some of the members of Elemental where they have lost friends and family. since what happened on Saturday, which is tragic. And I was expecting, but I've got a feeling they've obviously had a meeting and they've come to a point when they've gone, it just would not make sense to do an event, especially when their headquarters and a lot of their team are based in Israel at the moment. Now I'm just going to double check. Sorry, were you going to say something then, John?
I was just kind of going to say it's interesting. We've had two areas of challenges there, and it's only the other week when you happened to mention Israel, it crossed my mind over this weekend. I didn't think it was because you weren't going to the conference, but I thought, I don't think even you got that effect on them.
No, definitely not me.
Oh, the numbers are down. Imran's not coming. Oh,
no. But it's like, I mean, the Crocker-Block team are based in Ukraine, and like right now, I'm going, oh, what's going on? And then sometimes you forget, in that little moment of like frustration, you forget that what are they going through over there? And so you have to almost like go, look, okay, I've just got to pause doing any more videos until I get to the bottom of what's going on. So I was going to release the videos next week. I might have to delay it until the week after,
Yep.
The problem though, and again, I'm not blaming anyone here, is that this is just a test website. This is not a real website. This is just tutorials. There's going to be someone out there though who has built a website with LoopGrid and Crocker-Block and Jet Engine and other stuff, whereby, I kid you not, right, 1 hour, 20 minutes ago, I built this and it was working fine. It was working absolutely fine. I logged out, came back in about 20 to 1 in my time, so 40 minutes ago. I just logged back in to go, oh yeah, I might change the color of the button. And as soon as I went in, it was just messed up. And I was like, it was okay. So I've got a feeling that if there is an issue, in fact, I'll do the very clever thing. Why don't I just go to the Crocker-Block community on Facebook? Because if there is an issue, it will be coming out over here on that. So John, what are you up to? You're in your car. Are you driving around anywhere at the moment, or?
I'm again in a place called Leicestershire.
You're always in Leicestershire,
yeah,
mate.
all I
You're
can
always
say
here.
is Imran. Yeah, I know. Just round the block. See, I'm always good. I never say anything further on that one. But yeah,
No.
I'm out on the road over the weekend. I mentioned to Imran that had one person who suddenly messaged me out of the blue, not seen his phone number come up on my phone, probably about 3 or 4 years, phoning up and saying, "Oh, my domain's gone. The website's gone down." He hadn't actually looked at his website for, I reckon, 2 years,
Wow.
and
Wow.
wondered why it had gone down. And I thought to myself, it's interesting how people forget to check. And then there's that.
Oh, we lost him. Don't worry. He'll be back. Just as he got to the pivotal point of his story, boom, he's gone. He's gone. So, here we go. He's back. You're back, mate. Go on, carry on. You were
Oh
getting,
no!
yeah.
Oh no!
So you were talking
Lost
about your friend. You're
between
talking about this
here
person who
and an
called
outer
you up.
planet that we know of.
I know. So you're talking about this person who called you up.
Yeah, he lost the site.
Yeah.
It went down. Yep. So the
Yeah.
site goes down. And there's just that moment where they've forgotten they haven't updated their payment on hosting and domain. Oh, we need to look for the domain again.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean they
They
need to look for the
hadn't.
domain?
The domain had expired, hadn't it?
Oh, do you
And
know
I
what?
wonder how many clients people have who get into that situation where they stop making the payments and they think because they stop making the payments, everything will stay active.
Yeah. Quite a few. I had
I don't
one
have
about,
experience with that
yeah.
because I only have one client.
I'll tell you what though, what's funny is when like they blame you And I then turn around and go, you bought the domain, you own the domain, you have the login for the domain. I don't even have the login for it, kind of thing. And then I say to him, did you not get an email to say you're expiring? And they went, yeah, but I thought you'd sort it out. And I go, was I included in the email? No. So how would I know that you were going to expire? I mean, to be honest, I did have a suspicion for this client at the time. They were probably going to not renew, but I have to be honest. There comes a point in my life sometimes where I like to be very nice, but sometimes I'm like, if you're choosing to ignore the email, it's like, your website's built, we don't have a maintenance plan. You reach out to me now and again when you have a bit of an issue or you want something looking at. But if you're not going to like keep on top of that, that's not really my problem, is it? Kind of
Well,
thing.
it does appear that we've hit on a subject here. Look at Friendly Girl's comment.
Oh, here we
And
go.
our teeth, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. There's not sides, it's human life. But our thoughts are with you and the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm just going to double check what's going on. Did you get a total rebuild, Gary says, out of it? Well, this client was really, really unhappy with me. And I did say to them, I mean, here's what tipped it over the edge. The website was built 3.5 years ago, and the issue was about 7 months ago, and we don't maintain it or anything. And then when they said, okay, well, rebuild it for me, I went, you do know the cost for rebuilding it is probably about 10 times the cost of what I did it for you at the time. At which point they just went off on one about, how dare you do that? And no matter how many times I tried to explain to them that depending on supply and demand and popularity or a reputation as well, your price will go up, And I said, right, you could have been an actor and then you now win an Oscar and now everyone wants you in their movie. Your asking price goes up. That's the way of the world. And what they kept saying to me is, no, it cost 40p for bread 3 years ago. It's now 45p. So they were trying to compare the cost of what I would charge for a website to the cost of bread. And I was like, it's not the same thing, because I could easily say, well, forget that and pick up another bit of bread off another shelf. There's a difference there, there's a selection.
Imran, I've got to say this, Imran.
Yeah, go
You
on.
were arguing a case. You were using your loaf, weren't you, sir?
Oh, well done. Well done. Very well done, John. That's actually a good one. But yeah, I mean, they were not happy at all. Kind of thing. Just to let you know, though, if anyone's wondering why, you can see me clicking away. I'm going to transfer that test website to a completely different server. Not because I suspect the server, but I have a funny feeling. So this website that I was working on, I was using Taste WP. Taste WP, you can set up 2 websites for free. And I'm just wondering, because the maximum PHP memory limit is 256, I think it is. And I'm just wondering if I move it over to a SiteGround where where I put it as a 512. I'm just wondering, is it to do with the memory limit? I don't think it is, because normally when you have a memory limit issue, the website just doesn't open. It just sits there spinning away. This one was working this morning, and I can tell you now, I've spent way too long, 5 hours worth of effort already on this tutorial. And there's loads edited out. Trust me, there's loads edited out. I do not want to start from scratch because I am not going to be happy at all.
I better not crack a memory joke or say forget it.
Go on. Why are you saying forget it? Go on. Tell me why.
Well, it's a memory joke, isn't it?
Oh, do you know what?
I'm now going to get banned from the group.
That was a little bit too quick for me at the moment. Mark, where are you finding a 40p loaf? He says, believe it or not, right? I mean, I've got a Tesco and an Aldi near me, but if you go to Aldi, you can find a 40p loaf. The trouble is, though, the cheaper the loaf, the higher the amount of carbs in there.
Oh,
whereas the more expensive ones, like, I'll tell you what, I once picked up a packet and it was like 150 calories per loaf. And I was not per slice. And I was like, you what? That's a heck of a lot. But the more expensive ones or the more pricier ones, it might be like 50 or 60 calories per slice. I don't really eat bread that much, to be honest, anyway. But
Come
yeah,
on, Mark. Come on, George. Join in.
is he there? Is he joining in?
No, I was encouraging them. You put the link out, so I want to encourage them.
We can have a maximum of 10 people on this live chat. So if anyone wants to join in, please do. So just to give you a roundup is I'm doing the Crocker-Block videos. We've got a client who is looking at a tour booking system, which is even though I'm going to be covering jet appointments and booking, I'm not going to use that particular plugin because I'm going to use a dedicated plugin because it's for a tour operator system. And some of the features you get out the bag means that we could be up and running within a couple of hours of settings. Whereas if anyone has worked with, have you ever worked with jet appointments and jet booking, John?
Yes.
It's not intuitive, and there's a lot of back and forth you will do. And I can tell you now here, I have got some proper notes written out with.
That's Imran. That's why I suggested you did it,
I
because it's
know.
not intuitive, and you'll make it intuitive.
Oh, I will. Trust me. I have got it cracked, nailed. And I spent basically the whole of Friday, the whole of Saturday, and the whole of Sunday, 3 days solid. I nearly lost hope on Saturday afternoon because basic things, they just weren't clicking or working correctly. And I feel like this is where Crocker-Block remind me a bit like Elemental, where we go on about bloat and how there's too much code. Crocker-Block as well obviously has evolved with Elemental. So as Elemental's done, they have as well. But then there are some things, the way they've built it. Look, if you use Jet Engine, there's a feature to do taxonomy, but then they also have the glossary. And I would argue the glossary is better than the taxonomy with the way it works. But then if you're building a custom post type and then you do your meta field and you want to use glossary, but you didn't create your glossary, you go back to glossary. If you do a repeater field and you want to show the repeater field on your loop grid or anywhere, you have to create a listing. Basically, you got to go to the listing feature and create a listing and select repeater. Now, if you did not know that or you were not told that, you would not think of doing that. And the logic, this is where I feel like they need to reorder things. Custom post type, meta field. No, custom post type, glossary. I could go on and on and on. I really could. I really could go on and on and on, you know, about how if in my video tutorial, I'm literally saying stop and think. We're going to create a glossary item. Is that glossary item going to be a checkbox when you do your filtering? If so, you got to make sure you pick checkbox at the time when you now add it as a meta field. Because if you don't, it doesn't follow through. And anyone listening right now is going to be thinking, Imran, shut up. This does not make sense. It will make sense when I eventually get the video out. And I am using the current versions of the plugin as well, like that. Yeah, look, if anyone wants to jump in, please do so. Mark has just said to George, you're lucky you can get a bookings plugin that's perfect for client that needs to take bookings. Do you know what? I do think the jet appointment and jet booking are really good. The problem I have, and if anyone's used them, like I've just said, they're not intuitive. I could argue, why do you need 2 separate plugins? I could argue because jet appointment is for doing appointments. So let's say, let me get this right. Let's say you're doing an appointment for a barber's, right? You could set up an appointment. You can also pay for it if you want, but you don't have to pay for it. You're setting up an appointment by hour and time and whatever. The bookings plugin is not about time of day. It's more about, do you want to book? Oh, we got Mark coming in. Snuck in there, Mark did.
Hey!
Like, just flew in like that. The jet
been sitting
booking
there
is good
ages.
for if you're doing car rentals or hotel bookings and stuff like that. But I do feel that when you dig deeper into jet appointment and jet booking, they could have been one plugin. I really do. Because the moment you use both of them, you're going to get a little bit lost a little bit. Because like you want to do one bit, so you got to use jet appointment, but you want to do another bit, you got to use jet booking. And I do feel like over time, Crock-a-Block, they, I mean, they, their team do work really, really hard. I know they don't get everything right. I know there's support issues sometimes and people are waiting for answers, but they do work their socks off and they are a great team behind the scenes. But I feel like a bit like Elemental, you add Elemental and it's bloat. Just like we have all these Elemental add-ons, and sometimes you feel like, God, how many more Elemental add-ons do we need? Like they're all just redoing the same thing, but they add their own color onto it or setting. You know, there's not much consistency. But with Crock-a-Block, how many plugins do they have now? 14? Is it 18? They have a load. And sometimes I look at them and go, Jet Tricks, Jet Elements, Jet Engine, Jet this, Jet that. And I really feel like they could easily streamline it down into maybe 5 or 6, you know. But that's just me being my view, especially with me banging my head this weekend with getting used to it. Anyone got any thoughts? I mean, I don't know. Mark, I think you use Crock-a-Block a lot, haven't you?
I use Jet Engine a lot.
Jet Engine, sorry, use Jet Engine a lot, yes. But
And there's one of the other plugins that's got a really handy download button, which saves a bit of time from that now and again. Maybe Jet Elements.
I think it's I think it's Jet Elements, yeah. But I think that's the thing. I feel like sometimes I feel like stuff like that would have been more useful in Jet Engine. You could almost argue a bit because
there's loads of little freebie add-ons as well for Jet Engine hidden away on the website for different callbacks and things like that.
yeah,
Once you find them, you go, oh wow, that's really great. I want that.
Yeah.
But Jet Appointments, Jet Bookings, you're gonna be really lucky to get a client that fits into that round hole. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are right. It is
because as soon as you start looking at, so you're saying tour operator.
I think it was tour operator for a client. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember the name.
I was a tour operator for 15 years, and you know, and web dev is a thing I do, but I never found a plugin that came close to the things that I needed, like handling so we did group bookings. So if you want to handle individual group members, group member payments, good deposit systems, you just can't. You have to go custom.
And this is where jet booking gets really complex with the way it's set up. You know, when you're setting up per room and all of that. And let me explain. You could set up like a listing for a room in a hotel. You can have as many rooms as you want. So that's great. And they can all be individually not styled, but you can put different descriptions in. So again, that's great. What you then do is you then say how many guests are there. So you put in the number 10. But you can't then specify who the 10 are. And a really good sophisticated booking system. So let's say you were going to book for, say, 3 people or whatever. I don't always like it that you have to put their names in. I don't always like that. But if it was needed because it was very name specific, then you need to have it in. And this is where the jet booking falls down for me.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing I did was something like that. You wanted to put the names in because then you would send each individual name
exactly
a link, so then they could log in and pay their part of the balance.
Exactly.
Yeah, then you just nothing close. Yeah,
and that's where I think that's where sometimes some people have a bit of an issue with the premium you've got to pay on an annual basis for some of these plugins. And I think that's, you know, and that's why I've really struggled, right? No one needs to care how much I've struggled, right? Just carry on with your lives. But I tell you what, I was like thinking, oh my God, am I really going to be able to do this in a way that looks good for me, but also makes sense to anyone who watches it? Because what I don't want to do is put out a video and, okay, oh, I have to be really careful here. I'm going to rattle some feathers. I'm going to ruffle some feathers right now. So Friday, I watched maybe about 12 jet engine, jet appointment, jet booking videos by loads of people, right? Not just Paul, not just Reno, not just Ferdy, not just Crocoblots. I watched loads. One thing I did notice though, there's not many English videos. There's tons of Crocoblock videos from Bangladesh. I don't speak Bangladeshi, so I didn't know what the heck is going. There's loads, but there's not that many English. But the ones there are, nearly all of them were very similar to the video that Crocoblock put out about 2 years ago. So they put out a video.
All I can say.
Yeah, go on, John.
I was going to say, if you look at a couple of years ago, they were using Paul. They were actually endorsing Paul's videos as being the key place to start from.
So prior
the catch-22 is that's 2 years ago.
Yeah. So prior to Paul doing it, one of the people whose name I can't remember, one of the ladies from Crocoblock, she did the videos because I looked at the timelines for when they came out, and she went through the jet engine appointments booking, and the way she built it, and the name IDs she gave, and the code she used, is very similar to what every other video did after that. In fact, what I found really hilarious was Reno did a video, and then someone else did a video with practically the same look and feel, the same names, the same everything. Ferdy's not too dissimilar. Someone called Farhana Rashid, who works with Jim Fahad, who I don't like and has an issue with me. She then copied someone else's video with the exact same interface. Like, I kid you not, it was literally the same images. So what's happened is, a lot of the Crocoblocky videos, they're not that different. What Paul did, which was different, and I will give him credit for this, is he explained it in so much more depth. Like so much more depth, like every little field. But when you look at the structure of what it was, they're very similar. Now, I have intentionally made sure that the video I'm doing is for personal trainers, with my field, with how I'm going to make it look, with my logic, because I think that's what we need. Because there is a danger, like let's say you wanted to learn Crocoblock right now. It doesn't matter what video you watch, you're going to get the same flow, and I feel like that's tunnel vision, because that is assuming this is how you're going to build it. But I feel like, and again, I'm not trying to ruffle feathers here, I think a lot of those videos intentionally did not touch on a lot of settings because they know that unless you really think about it, they don't do what you think they do. And I am going to touch those settings. I'm going to ask the questions everyone wants to ask. I'm going to bring the pain down. I'm going to, well, I don't know what they do. I'm not really much of a news presenter, but you get the idea.
To be fair, for a personal trainer, I'd probably just use Bookly.
Yep, Bookly is good. I haven't used Bookly for a while.
I've still got it out there on a few sites, and it just works. And actually, the interface on the front end is really nice.
Okay, Johnny.
I'll just write it down. Thank you, Mark.
So Johnny, can you just explain very briefly what you're trying to achieve with the booking that you're trying to do? And we'll see if the Bookly would cover you off for that, maybe.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Well, I have I just built a website for a personal trainer.
Yeah.
As some of you know, I'm a professional photographer and more in the sports field. So I have some friends who are also personal trainers. So that was, for me, was an easy way to help them to build a website. And
you're gonna love the Crocoblock video I'm doing then.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
A lot.
So I thought, that was maybe a couple months ago when I started trying to learn Elementor and building websites, because I'm very how do you call that? I like to learn new things, and that's how I found out you, Imran. And yeah, normally I just sit here like I do right now and just listening to all the technical stuff. And after 1 hour, I have a little bit headache, but it will also. I'm learning every day from you and from others. So I know it's not easy and it's always hard to learn new things. But if you don't give up, you
Yeah.
eventually will learn. And I just built my own first site, and I just sold it to him. So I'm very
Oh,
proud of
good.
it already. But
Excellent.
so I just like to have this opportunity also to thank you for everything you do, for sharing all the knowledge. And I know you spend a lot of time to learn things and share it also with us. So thank you for that also, Ingram. Inram, is it right?
It's Imran, yeah. Or you can call me what
Okay.
you want. I've heard worse, but yeah, that's all right.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just like to have kind of a booking system where clients can also book time for personal training eventually. Um, so I don't think it's very complex. I just try to learn Calendly at the moment. So just where they can see when he's available and when they can book him for a personal training. That's
Yeah. So I
what
would
I'm thinking about.
say Calendly is one of the simplest ones to use. The only problem is that you have to then ensure the client, number one, updates it. Number two, they've got it linked to their Google or whatever calendar. Because I've had clients where they have Calendly,
Hmm.
but then they haven't linked it up to their Google calendar because they don't want to pay the premium or whatever. In fact, I don't know if
Yeah.
it's free now or not. I can't remember, but they don't set everything up, and then someone does a booking and they go, oh, I'm not available, and they kind of go, well, how do I stop that? And I'm like, well, you got to make sure your calendars, or you've got to keep your calendar up to date. And they go,
Yeah.
oh, does that mean I've got to now say that I'm not available from this time to this time because I want to go shopping? And I'm like, yeah, you literally have to do that. Unless you say that I will only ever have, and here's my tip, by the way. I used to use Calendly. I don't really do that now because I'm kind of like, I don't want to say I'm available 24/7, but I try and mix and flex things with people when they want a one-to-one. But if you're only going to be available 10 to 12, Monday to Friday, and then 2 to 4, make sure they are the only slots available. Because so many clients go, oh yeah, we open it up. Oh, someone booked me at 9 p.m. And I go, well, why didn't you go and lock that time off then? They go,
Hmm.
oh, because I don't want them to miss the opportunity. And I go, yeah, but think about it from the person who booked you. You said you're available. They booked you for 9 o'clock. And then you go, oh, I'm not available. I'll see you in 2 days' time at 11 in the morning. Unless
Yeah.
I have to speak to you, I'll be like, get lost. I'll go and find someone else now. So, but,
Yeah.
so Calendly can work. But yeah, Bookly, I haven't used it in ages, that one. But Mark says it's good. And if Mark Harris says it's good, everyone, then it must be
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
absolute
Don't touch it
Adontish,
with a barge
really
pole.
good.
I all
Watch out
trust
for
you blindly.
Mark's affiliate links.
Yeah.
Don't. Nope, nope, nope.
I trust you all blindly.
It's just one I came across years ago, and yeah, you get used to using, don't you? So,
Yeah.
but it's certainly perfect for that. But like with Calendly, if the end user, your client, isn't adjusting setting up the correct time slots and things like that, then, yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to have headaches. But it links nicely. I mean, because it links to Stripe, they can take payment in advance. Don't let Atif in.
What was that? Sorry?
Don't let Atif in.
Where is Atif? Is he there?
Yeah, don't let him in.
When did you
Oh,
speak?
that's it.
Did
That's
you just
it.
come in, Atif?
That's it.
Wow, this is now. There's way too much testosterone here. Right, Melissa, come on, jump in. I don't know if that's going to increase the testosterone or decrease it. I don't know what's going to
Okay.
happen. But...
In that case, I'll let the stars do the talking. I shall get off.
Oh, John,
Oh,
bless you. How are you doing, Artif? You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys?
I've got a question for Artif.
if it's about his blue suit.
And I want you all to look at him right now, right? Just stare at him. Just look at him. He looks an amazing guy. you looked way smarter in that photo you put up the other day. So where were you going on that photo? So on Artie's profile, he's put up a
Yeah,
really
I don't
he's
really
combed
dress
his
up
hair.
that much,
I've never
but
seen him with combed hair.
it was like the way, you know what? It was probably like the only time this year I put a suit on, so I was like, okay, let's get a photo.
He
I was going
looked
to a
quite
wedding. It
dashing. He
wasn't
looked
like I
quite
wish I was
dashing.
to
Well
say,
done,
yeah, I was
mate.
going to an award ceremony for being such a cool person or doing something amazing. But I was going to a wedding.
Was it the
Nice
Darwin
one.
Awards after your bike accident?
Yeah.
John, why did
I
you
was
seem
giving
so
a witness
surprised about a
statement.
suit?
Right.
I wanted to make sure I look like a credible victim.
So Artif, obviously, like code snippets have had major updates coming out now. So there's a new anyone who's using code snippets, or you've just signed up to Code Snippets Pro or the Code Snippets Cloud, it's now even easier to connect. So about 2 weeks ago, you had to download a token. Now, once you've installed Code Snippets Pro, in fact, it's not even, it's just Code Snippets, isn't it, Artif?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
you just click like God, I'm getting this wrong now. Where is the setting? You just click the setting. So sorry, when you install it and you go to settings, there's a button at the top, and a message at the top saying to you, just click connect, and you just click connect, add in your login and password, and it's connected. It's really, really simple and easy now. I mean, I think the previous method was easy as well, but literally you install Code Snippets, go to settings, click connect. It does it in seconds. It's super, super fast. Oh no, John's been summoned. The rapture's happened. He's been lifted out of his car. He's gone. John Ferris is gone, everyone. The last time we will ever see him again. In fact, I may play a trick. Whenever he joins, I may just not let him join. I'll just leave him in there. I'll just leave him down here where he can't actually be on screen. That'd be quite cool. But yeah, this is a message out to everyone. I've said this so many times that the WordPress, YouTube, and so many chat forums is very male dominated. And we know that in reality, there is just as many females as well. And I feel like, I want to get more females on it just to share a bit of the love. And also, I've spoken to many and they're very, very nervous about being on here. But, we're all polite, we're all kind,
Sometimes.
yeah, except Artif when he puts his suit on, And by the way, in case anyone's wondering, that was Johnny's finger, by the way. He was pointing at the camera. I just saw something go like, that was his finger. Yeah. We don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here.
Yeah.
That's your other channel.
Yeah. That's my small finger, yeah.
So as everyone's been speaking, I've been setting up a subdomain because I'm going to I've exported my Crocoblock website and I'm going to import it onto a SiteGround server because I'm just really like really mad at the moment that this is just not working for us. But yeah, anyway. Artif, do you use Crocoblock a lot?
No, thankfully, thank God. I
So
try to avoid. You know what? I try to avoid two things. I try to avoid is like anything jet anything.
Shower.
And woo, yeah, and shower. Like, you had to get that in there, man. Isn't it? I try to avoid you in your car.
Oh wow!
I'm not getting another accident.
Just
so yeah, no, but woo. But now I'm being like kind of pushed to use WooCommerce on the site, and yeah, it's not so fun. Maybe a stupid thing of me. I didn't know. I thought you couldn't really edit things on Elementor, so you couldn't use Elementor to edit like the checkout page, the cart page.
Did you not know that?
I know that you can.
You are limited though, so you have the widget and you can lay it out, and you can. I mean, the great thing sometimes I feel like all Elementor give you is the option to modify a lot of the button colors, the typographies, the styling. And when they first did that, I was like, oh, I wish they had more. And then the penny dropped. Well, actually, why would you want more? Because you don't want to distract the client, the customer. Yes. You want them to now get there, make it really simple, make the transaction, go through and get to the end now. So I think just having the ability to customize the coloring and the typography for all
Remove
of
a few
them, I
fields.
felt,
It'd
yeah,
be really
okay,
nice
I
if
can live with that.
Skeletor had some actual like layouts for shop type pages. I don't know if they do. I don't think so, but it'd be good. Unless you know any kind of wireframe layouts,
Single
just as a
product.
starting point.
What, for the carton checkout?
I know, like for the actually more for the single product. The single
Oh,
product.
to be honest, I think a lot of the single product templates are so basic.
Yeah.
And I always build my own. And that being said, sometimes even when you build your own, you look at it and go, it's basic. But again,
Yeah.
it's all about, as a
Mark wants
customer,
to say
don't you
something.
want?
I've got an opinion
Time
here.
to like
Yeah,
stab
go on.
take a stab at it.
With shopping, don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
People are so used to shopping sites
Exactly.
looking
Yeah.
a certain way. I mean, you know, if you're in the UK, you've got the big online stores, but Marks and Spencers. You know, the shops that people look at regularly. If you suddenly decide you're going to put your description and then your product images down the bottom of the page and a price over on, what are you doing?
No, I absolutely
Just
agree.
really keep it
And that's
simple.
kind of how I end up thinking, because even when I build my own, I look at it and go, well, it's still an image, it's still a title, it's still a short description, it's just a price and quantity. And there's nothing worse than when I have seen some templates where they've really gone to town, and then you just happen to go and view it on a mobile, and it is like, I've got to scroll quite a lot before I get to the point where I can add it to the cart, and I lose interest. You know, I hate it when people overdo it.
That said, I've just realised I haven't taken my own advice on a project I'm working on at the moment, but it's a bit different. It's in the construction industry, and they do hires and sales, and
So you've got to have the extra option. Yeah.
and like loads of product detail and product downloads and like spec sheets and all sorts of
Yeah.
massively modified.
Yeah. So I would say the simpler the better, to be honest, really. The simpler the better. Oh, Johnny's back. There we go, Johnny. Pickstar says he is scared of the croco, therefore he listens to... Oh, he's talking about Artie, scared of the croco. Now...
Therefore he listens to Baby Shark.
This is quite interesting, I think, right at the moment, in terms of... I get one of the number one requests I've had for the last 2 years is, when are you going to do Croco-Block? When are you going to do Croco-Block? And I've put it off. But whenever I start to speak to a lot of experts or people in the business, there isn't that same urgency. And this is very telling, I think, with why I never bothered with doing videos on it. Because I never had the urgent need to use it. Because there were other methods, there were other tools, there was more simpler ways of doing things. Would you agree with my kind of like conclusion there? Because I know so many people, and like, they don't use Croco-Block, like, at all. Well, they might use Jet Engine. So Mark uses Jet Engine. And I would say Jet Engine, for me, Jet Engine is, in my opinion, probably better than Advanced Custom Fields. Even ACF Pro. You could almost argue to a point with what you get with Jet Engine. It's pretty damn good. I'm only got Jet Engine on this test website, and the amount of stuff I've been able to do with it
Have you
is
played around
really
with
good.
conditional visibility?
Sorry?
Have you played around with its conditional visibility?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in fact, I've done it. So like so depending on whether you say, so when you have session type, this is a personal trainer website. If you pick venue, the location field appears. Kind of, you know, there's so it's and the fact you can do repeater, and it was working with Elementor until an hour ago when it's all gone wobbly. But
what's broken?
I built a loop grid with Elementor. I dropped in some field and everything was okay an hour and a half ago. Everything was saved. I logged out, logged back in, and it's just gone kaput. When I say kaput, I mean...
front end it's not showing as well.
I'll show you. I will very quickly show you now. This is going to be unusual because I've never had 4 people on my screen like this.
Get fit, stay strong.
Right, add to scene. There we go. Right, so over here we have... Oh God, it's not even showing it properly. Right, so Let me just show you. We have a loop grid over here, right? This is a loop grid. Is that a loop grid? Yeah, there's the loop grid. If I go to edit template, this is how it should look. You got the image, you got another container just overlapping onto it, and you got like the title, dynamic field, and we got a button, right? Pretty standard, nothing spectacular. What it does is, you'll see it in a moment. You'll see it in a moment. The see more button from here has gone over. The words have disappeared. Either the words disappear or the words overlap. So the words for this one overlap over here. And
okay, and on the front end, proper front end.
oh, you think it? Is that what you're thinking?
So it's possible.
Is that common?
It's not unheard of.
Right, you can't see the front end. No, it's on the front end as well. Yeah, it's
Okay.
on the front end as well. I've just gone to a private incognito window. Now, an hour and a half ago, it was perfectly fine, right? It was perfectly fine. I don't know. Jet Engine just had an update in the last half hour. We know we had the elemental.
Well, wait, you clicked update on that, did you?
Well, I clicked update because the update came out after the issue occurred.
Oh, okay.
So the issue occurred, and then the update came, and I thought, well, maybe this is a common problem.
And if just have you tried like rolling back from in your revisions just to see if that solved it?
No, I've not done that yet. Not done that yet. No, but
It's rule out the obvious.
I know. I wish you hadn't said that now. But what I am doing is, I'm using Taste WP. So Taste WP. I don't know if any of you have heard of that. Over here, you can build 2 websites for free, kind of thing. What I've realized though is this Taste WP restricts everything to be a 256 PHP. And I am now wondering if it's 512, does that make a difference? So just to like cross out.
The only other thing I'd say is, you're adding complexity by using Jet Engine and the LE Loop Grid when you could just do it with Jet Engine, a listing. And,
you are absolutely right about that. And in fact, I can show you.
And as it's a Jet Engine tutorial.
Well, what I wanted to do was, so if you imagine, right, 2 years ago, whenever they did the Crocker-Block videos, everyone was using the listings because you have to then create your grid there. But I'm now thinking right now, we've got Loop Grid. Crocker-Block's brought out an update a while ago so that you now had the elemental loop grid present. Well, this is more for Jet Smart Filter. Sorry, I've jumped the gun there. But they brought out the feature to integrate it. And I'm thinking that a lot of people, maybe, even though you use Jet Engine, they may go, well, I'm going to use Loop Grid.
Yeah, because you are only calling in a few custom fields at the end of the day.
Exactly, it is just. And what I'm going to do, I am going to show you though. If I go back over to my page, like this, I don't know why I'm talking like this. So if I go back over here, and I go to edit template. If I remove those 2 custom fields, so now that is just a post title and that is just a button. So there is no Jet Engine field coming into there now. And I do save and back. Can you see it's still got the problem? So something somewhere, and this is where I suspect, is it the PHP memory limit? Is something just, I don't know, just not working? Kind of thing. I mean, I could, if I want, go and add in a listing grid, because I did build it. Put a tutorial, because it did. Oh, hold on, where's it gone? List. Huh? Where's the listing item? You're now watching Imran in panic mode. Oh, because I deleted it. That's why. That's why. That's why. Clever old Imran, eh? Clever old Imran, bit of a dick. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Yeah, my office is definitely not safe for work when I'm on my own.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So I don't know why I posted that as well. I'm slightly losing myself here. Right. Okay. What are you up to today, Artif? By the way,
Why have you got that overlay there that says Danso Bix? What's that for?
this overlay.
Yeah. And
I don't
then,
know that. See that Danso Bix.
yeah.
That is the second item in the loop grid. Can you see what it's done? It's literally totally gone like that. Boom. So this one is Danso Bix. Look what it's done. It's gone and done this. It's gone and put that black overlay here.
I think maybe you've got an issue with the actual the template item.
I would try rebuilding this in a new container just off the
Oh,
bottom of the
I
page.
definitely will be rebuilding it. Don't
Yeah.
you worry about that.
I don't think this is a plugin issue.
I don't know what's going on with it.
It's draft. I think it was still a draft.
Yeah, it was. It was quick edit published. So it's a bit of a the way I like to work is I set up like sessions of my day. So I go 9 to 10 do this, 10 to 11 do this, 11 to 12 do X, Y, Z. And this should have been done by 10 this morning. So I am now. I need a DeLorean, people. I need a flux capacitor. If in case anyone didn't hear me, I said flux. Okay, I need one of them, and I need it now. Let's just do listing again. There we go. So you might have a point. You might have a point, Mark. Because look, has not been stylized, by the way. Ignore the styling of this, okay? I do not know any of these people, so do not ask me to arrange dates or schedule meetings or anything. I do not know them. They are stock. But that is working okay. So maybe, just maybe, the loop grid might not be a good choice to use with your engine. Full stop. Which is a shame. But it's not the end of the world, is it, people? Really? In a way.
No, but it's annoying.
I think it's really annoying, yeah.
But then isn't that a big part of web design and development? The first way you try to do it doesn't work. The second way doesn't work. As long as you find a way that works, jobs are good.
Well, if it doesn't work, you go to Wix. You go to Wix or something. Right. We have been live for 1 hour 17. Artif has now just left the scene there. I'm going to say thanks to Mark for jumping in. Thanks for Johnny. Good to see you here. Dave says he uses Loop Grid with Jet Engine without problems.
There you go.
Dave, go in today and just see, is it all okay? Please do it on a test website. Don't wreck any of your clients' websites or anything like that, because I don't, I don't want it to kind of go all pants up in a way. But yeah, just to let you know, I am going to be moving this over to a SiteGround subdomain because I really want to test out. Hey, David Wilcox, hope you're okay. Look, I'm just going to end the live chat by saying if you haven't joined the Elementor website course, please do go and have a look at it. We've got some new hero banners we've added to it. And hopefully next week, I will be adding on a bonus coupon code that I've negotiated with a company. It only works for year one, but it is a whopping 50% off the price. And that is exclusive to me and the course members. I'm not going to say what plugins it is for, but it might be useful to you, I think. I feel like I'm copying that Kermit voice from Muppets Most Wanted. What was his name? The Kermit's twin. I feel like I'm copying his voice. Kermit the Frog. Anyway, okay. Right, everyone, I am now going to jump off before Mark throws something at the screen. He might think he's hitting me, but he'll just hit his own monitor. It'll just explode everywhere, and we don't want to see that happening. So I'm going to say thanks to Johnny, thanks to Mark Harris, thanks to everyone here. Dave, DM me if you feel like you've got a problem as well. But anyway, look, take care. I should be back tomorrow, and hopefully we have sorted out this Crocker block issue. All right, everyone, take care.
Take
See
care,
you all
guys.
soon.